I'm Tim Smith with the Adams County Historical Society. In 1863, the land on the west side of the Emmitsburg Road here was owned by William Bliss. Bliss owned about 60 acres of land. And on July 2nd and 3rd, 1863, his farm was halfway between the northern and southern line of battle. And there were skirmishing back and forth. There was skirmishing back and forth between the Union and Southern soldiers. And several times, Southern soldiers occupied the barn and house of William Bliss. On the morning of July 3rd, a Northern general ordered Northern soldiers to burn the farm to the ground. During Pickett's charge, a few hours later, smoke and flames were still, emanating from the farm's structures. After the war, William Bliss filed a claim for damages to his farm during the battle, and William Bliss received no compensation. Years ago, at the National Archives, I discovered a newspaper clipping, an interview with William Bliss in the Edward McPherson papers. It was at the Library of Congress. And this was from a newspaper that we do not have copies of in our archives. So it was quite extraordinary. And according to the Gettysburg Star and Banner, the buildings were burned by General Hayes, Alexander Hayes. And the old man, his wife, and 2 daughters were turned out with nothing but the clothes they had on. Everything was destroyed in the fire in the buildings. And his fences, his cattle, his crops were swept away by the battle, leaving him the bare land which he was obliged to sacrifice in order to support his family. He was utterly ruined. But such was his patriotic love for his country that, looking on the wreck of all his earthly possessions, he exclaimed, "Let it go. If I had 20 farms, I would give them all for such a victory." Ought not the legislature do something for such a man that was impoverished for his country's good? William Bliss was never compensated for the damages of his farm. If you like the historical content we put on our YouTube channel, please subscribe.